that they have. All right. Bottom, Justin. All right, we're rolling. So we're back live now. Zoom's going. All mics are working. But now there's no frames around our beautiful faces. Oh, it's like it's like that's sp- yeah, last ticket coming in, and you're like just getting out of the weeds. But this is like that, like SpongeBob. 3 hours later. That could, yeah, that should be a scene. Right.
my attentions are going to be taken away from a lot of things, but like
Right, right.
depending on where you are, like a chef can do any number of those things.
But again, it's more
Um,
tasks that have kind of been dumped on your plate in a sense.
exactly, yeah, and that's prior to the lockdown. So those
Right,
are because the money was going to be so scarce to bring on another person to do what our GM was doing. Which
right.
you think like hiring a GM, it's not that big of a deal. For a smaller bistro, tiny Italian bistro, it was like kind of like a
That's
big
a lot of
undertaking.
money. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
especially for what GMs are around the area are probably asking for.
Right, right,
And so I mean, I kind of did it to sort of keep the restaurant afloat. And then obviously I was like, all right, well, I want my piece of that pie.
right,
We're not, we don't have to eat the whole pie. Let me get a slice or whatever.
right,
Um, so I kind of set myself up for, you know, this to be much worse than it could have been. But
right,
essentially, what happened was the owner of that restaurant then expected all of that from me, plus all of everything I was doing prior,
right.
plus what I would have to do thanks to the lockdowns.
Just stretching you incredibly thin.
Yeah, and I mean, I was already working like 70 hours, 60, 70 hours a week, which is
Right,
actually 60s on the lower end. So
right.
you're happy when you get closer to
Yeah, exactly,
yeah 60s.
exactly.
So um yeah, and it was every little thing. You're trying to keep up appearances as well, just for even the smallest the
Yeah,
smallest encounter with a customer. You want it to all be
right,
absolutely perfect. So and I think, as you guys both know, when this hit, Postmates, DoorDash, all of those, they went through the roof. Like, your
oh
to
yeah,
goes,
Booming.
like quadrupled, so
right, right,
more than that. Um, and so I guess I'll just put it in terms like what we know. So I was prep in the morning, I was on the line by myself at night with one other server, and the server's only operation is like take phone orders and give the Postmates and the DoorDashers their orders or whatever.
right,
And it got to the point, so we know the breakdown. It's me and one other guy and a dishwasher in there. We got to a
right,
point where the owner is, this is a man who is like fixated on money, which, plenty of restaurant owners are like that.
right.
He is, money is his life. Um, Wants me to take the dishwasher off of the nights.
Yeah,
And I'm like, so wait, hold on. You want me to get here at 7 in the morning,
right,
and I'm only getting there at 7 because at least I get an extra hour to sleep.
right.
You want me at 7 in the morning? I'm gonna leave here at midnight, 1 o'clock, but you want me to do dishes when I'm
Yeah,
supposed to be leaving at midnight or 1 o'clock?
right,
Um, and like plenty of, you get that, you take like an hour to yourself or 30 minutes, 45 minutes or whatever.
right,
Uh, there's there's never been such a thing as a break for me. I'm usually
right,
doing
right.
something during it anyways, but any chance of sitting down was gone, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, at that point, I was just in my own mind, I was like, fuck it. I started showing up at like 10 o'clock, 11.
yeah.
Half the shit wasn't done. Um,
And at this
and
point, are you running it as an executive chef on a salary, or does he still
yeah,
have you hourly? He
no,
has you.
I was salary.
Oh,
So
so he's just
obviously this is
taking full
all,
advantage.
yeah,
Right,
this is all expected of me being on
right,
salary.
right,
Um, And I mean, like, if it was my team and, all my servers, all my cooks, everyone there, I would feel like the biggest dirtbag in the world showing up at 10 o'clock or 11.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Because it was me, one other guy, and then soon to be just no dishwasher.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
felt as though I wasn't letting anybody down, you know?
yeah,
Um, but I still have like misgivings about it. And, it's probably the slimiest thing I've done in a restaurant. But yeah, it just got to this point where so much was being asked of me. And, I'm on the line. So our our volume hasn't changed in terms of people coming in, yeah, but in terms of Postmates and our orders, our daily orders, 70 tickets, 80 tickets or whatever. It's a smaller place.
Right.
Um, Nothing changed, or very little changed.
Right.
So I'm still having these insane services where there would be 2, 3 cooks, but just by myself after having prepped for 6, 7 hours.
Right. Right.
I had a prep cook with me towards the end because I essentially said, fuck it. Like, payroll is going to be what it is,
Right.
and I'm not going to kill myself to save you money on my payroll was essentially my thinking.
Right. Exactly.
100%.
So he got into the politics of all this, and he delved into it deep, and he I mean, if you can find out who this person is and what restaurant this is, all that information is available. But he's on the news saying like, I want the state of California to sue me. We're not going to shut down. Like, he has signs in the restaurant saying no masks allowed. You know what I mean? Like, he went full
My
combatant
goodness.
against
Yeah.
against the state. And he was, and I'm not there for this. So never while I was working there was there a sign that said no masks. Never while I
Right.
was working there did anybody ever tell anybody to take a mask off. Because I
Right.
mean, I'm not a scientist, but I'm not fucking with Mother
Yeah. It's
Nature,
a whole
So
virus. Right. Who
yeah.
knows? Yeah.
And I'm also not about to argue with scientists. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or what any medical professional is telling me. Um, the way he politicized it and the way he like made it almost like a personal attack on himself,
Right.
he completely just a big fu to all of his staff, because he put, while the owner was doing these things, he put so many people's jobs and lives. We're talking about people that just had babies, people that
Oh
were
yeah.
working 3 jobs trying to take care of their mother, and you know, uh,
Right.
guys just getting into the field and starting out a career. You know what I mean? And he put all those people at risk. Not just from like getting the virus or something like that. Like, my mind's not even there. Like, he put them at risk of not having a job anymore. And
Right.
like, you guys both know, like a job in this industry is sacred. Like,
Oh, cherish it. Yeah.
yeah, it's you you know what I mean? You live for those moments when you get that
Right.
good job or that job you wanted. So, which is,
100%.
I mean, I guess it's in any industry, but if you fit into a place and you feel like a family and you
Oh,
have a
it's such
team and
a
stuff,
level of chemistry.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. It's rare and far,
Yeah.
it's just something to appreciate. And like, he had just no regard for it.
So he himself was probably not in the food and beverage industry before owning a restaurant.
I mean, isn't every restaurant owner though, like, they serve
Yeah.
tables or something, so therefore they
Right.
understand the full
Or
operation?
they're a foodie and they love to go out to eat, so they can
Yeah,
have their own restaurant. Yeah, I love those
uh,
owners. Those are my favorite.
yeah, it's occupational hazard for a chef for sure. Is
Exactly.
unknowing owners. Yeah,
So
so
you were with this guy, for how many months did he have you basically just strung along doing, the work of 6 or 7 different people?
like, the job was always labor intensive. Like,
Right.
it was a super hands-on job for like a chef position, you know what I mean?
Right.
Um, which I think they all should be, but prior to, like, my prior job wasn't like that as much. So
Right.
it was like, it was definitely taking on a lot. When that happened, I would say probably like end of February, early March,
Yeah.
we started cutting hours. And that's like, when that's your team and that's your family, like, that's your family away from family. Like, when you're cutting some guy's hours and he can't pay his car payment that month, and
Right.
because you text him every day and he's your buddy, like,
Right.
that rips your heart out. So
Yeah, that's hard.
having to do that to my entire team essentially was
Right.
pretty rough. But yeah, it started around March.
And then he's making you work, in these conditions where it's insane to have somebody work, 15-hour days back to back to back. It's, 2 or 3 day stretch here or there to get you through a busy time. But, to expect that of someone on a daily basis that's rough. That's definitely rough.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started out there, I think I made it clear, like, hey, I'm here to be here. Like, I will do 15 hours. Like, I will, you know, I won't take my like break, quote unquote break. You know what I mean? Like, or
Right.
I'll do payroll during my break or whatever.
Right.
So I think it was just like maybe I just like offered up too much of myself, and he felt as though he had a right to a certain amount of my labor or something. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Only so much somebody can give, and until they. I mean, I've been in that position too. I mean, with those 14, 15-hour days, when you're not getting enough sleep and you're stressing and this and that, it's your mindset's not going to be positive, and it's going to. I mean, that's like the world's hardest thing is to stay positive, especially while shit's going on. You're coming home, seeing the news, and then your
Right.
boss is like, "Yeah, we're doing this. We're cutting hours. We're doing this," and then you're not only are you taking on more work, but you're also like, you know, your whole family, like you said, that I was a sous chef and we had to let everybody go, thinking it's gonna be for 2 weeks, and then it ended up being what it is now.
Right.
So I can only imagine how that felt, and like you picked up those hours. I decided, to not and avoid that situation. So I give mad respects to you for even putting yourself through that, and
Definitely. Yeah.
hustling through that and grinding through that, and then it just shows how much you can adapt in different circumstances, but especially given the circumstances that you were put in. I completely feel you, and the way that you did what you did. I think
Yeah.
it's only fair.
thank you, man. I appreciate it. And like I respect what you did because I wish I had done that. You know, I wish I had like that's the smarter decision in my mind.
To just walk away from it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to make like the calculated decision to walk away
Right.
from it is like,
Right.
much better.
No. No. I mean that. It's It's like you said. You're walking away from family. You're walking away from these people that you have all the respect for. These people that you've grind with every single day, and now it's like you just have to. You're delivering them this final kill shot, and it's
Yeah.
that can be rough. That can definitely be rough. When I had to let everyone go, luckily it was under the umbrella of, well, this is the mouse's decision. And people can be upset with Disney and that kind of thing, but when you're in a small mom and pop operation like that, with a one owner, it probably definitely feels a little bit more personal than we would like it to feel when we're the ones having to make those decisions.
Absolutely, yeah. Luckily, all those guys, they're like my brothers. So
Yeah.
I mean, we still play Call of Duty like fucking every other
There you
night and
go.
shit.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that you're
we're still
staying
tight.
connected.
So, but I'll never forget the feeling of having to like having one of my servers show up almost every day to not even clock in,
Right.
just because that was that owner's thinking was, well, they should be here and ready to work if they really want to work. I'm like, they should be here to work if they want to work.
Right. Right.
And you cut them like there's a reason why laying people off is a thing,
Right.
because this
Right.
happens to companies, and this is the course of action: is you lay
Right.
them off, you let them get unemployment, and like so these are college kids. My servers, these are college kids, man.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them like still live with their parents and stuff, and they have like a safety net and stuff. But I mean, regardless, what if there's plenty of positions that my guys were in that this directly affected them, like in
Oh
a
yeah.
very negative way.
Yeah.
No matter what I mean, one of my cooks was just had a baby.
Wow.
Like he was like so stoked on being a father. You know what I mean? I think they had problems, like he wasn't able to have kids, and then he finally did, and now he's losing
Now
both
they're
of his jobs.
bringing them into this mess. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and of course he has that disconnection where they're just his employees, and you know what I mean? Like there's
Right,
like
right.
that sort of like crony capitalist thinking of like profit before people and all this shit. So,
Right. Right.
yeah, I mean, like it overall, like I kind of had I had the mouse to blame, like you said, like
Right.
but it still like feels as though, you know what I mean, I'm
Right.
partly responsible.
Shittiest feeling in the entire world.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure, man. Oh, for sure.
So
Well,
Justin, as we're wrapping this thing up, because
Yeah.
Zoom is fucking
No worries.
we got 7 minutes.
We got a time bomb.
big father.
Make it quick, Vlad. We
yeah.
know you and your
No,
outros.
I'm not doing any outros today. Justin, for all our viewers today, I really appreciate you sharing your story, sharing your
Yeah,
hardships.
100%, Chef. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man.
How do you stay positive in times like this? What's one thing that to our viewers you would say that's helping you stay positive? Helping you stay. What's helping you stay positive in a positive mindset?
I think like kind of the opposite of what I was saying, like, is that dude's mindset is profit over people. Like, you know, if you don't have the people in your life to begin with, then you never felt that happiness that you'd be losing, right? So
Right.
like, latch onto those people, and never let them go. It's essentially like the lesson of all of this is like, people fix problems, and that's what you
Yeah.
need in your life.
And it's amazing to hear the same perspective. We had Amar on the show, and he said the same thing. Take care of the people first, and then they'll take care of you. And you're saying that the same phrase, maybe a little worded a little bit different, but it's crazy how everybody in this industry is so
People first.
it's all about people. It's all about hospitality, and that's amazing to hear from you. And
I mean, aren't they like, you might be having the shittiest day in the weeds all night, like you still care about this person sitting down to their food. Like if they sent back 2 steaks on you, you probably care a little less. But like,
fuck those people, bro.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I mean,
that's
like,
true.
you always care. You always know someone's out there to spend hard-earned money with their family or
Right.
friends. And
Yeah, one of my mentors told me, we're always cooking for the guest. We're not cooking for the chef.
yeah,
He's like, you're not cooking
100%.
for me right now. You're cooking for that person out there. That guest will always be there. The chefs will change.
Yeah, man. Does a watched pot boil? You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
There's no, I don't know. It doesn't get better than. I think that's why all chefs do it, right? I mean,
Right.
I've heard the greats, say that it's the look on someone's face is why they do it. So.
Right. Exactly.
Go for it, Doug. Go for it. I'm gonna stay out of this because my intros will take 15 minutes and we'll run out of time.
No, I just, wanted to say, people always ask, like, oh, what's your specialty? What's the, your favorite thing to cook? And I always say, whatever the person who's eating wants, because we really are cooking for our guest in that sense.
Can I get a Caesar salad with everything on the side, please?
No, man.
Listen, we have a guest at the hotel who has been having a Caesar salad with avocado and tomato. She's staying with us for 45 days.
Can I get a buttermilk
Jesus.
dressing?
Yeah.
And then can you put some fish on top of that grilled?
Yes,
no,
ma'am.
no added sodium.
Yes,
Dude,
man.
why is it always the Caesar? Like, I've had to go back to the walk-in and pull anchovies out of the can, like, and that's the nastiest thing to do in a kitchen is dig your fingers into it. You shouldn't dig your fingers. It should be in a deli cup, but you know what I mean, like, to get anchovies to put on a Caesar salad is
Exactly.
infuriating. So
Exactly. All right. Well, no, Chef.
Thank
we
you
really
so much.
appreciate you having the
for having
time
me.
speaking with us. I know we ran a little technical difficulties, but we appreciate you working with us. Definitely look forward to hearing from you in the future. I know we have another podcast scheduled tomorrow, so hopefully, sharing some of those same sentiments. Like Vlad said, it's cool that we're starting to find a little bit of commonality between speaking with everyone in the industry and how COVID's affecting them and, what they're keeping top of mind. So we really appreciate you sharing that with us.
no worries. Happy to do it.
Yeah, man, and stay positive, stay strong, and if you ever need anything, let us know. That's kind of why we started this, and just to gather our community back together, because we've fallen out. Our brigade is completely destroyed right now. People are leaving left and right, and we're trying to use some meat glue to put it all back together and try to
Transglutamite.
make a sense of it. I mean, it's just it's disgusting what's happening right now. and the void that is not being. I don't know. I don't know what void stands
The
for.
void,
Yeah.
the void that continues to exist.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
There we go, Doug.
exactly.
I mean,
Well,
same to you guys, man. If you guys ever need
Thank you.
anything, some help with the technical difficulties.
Yeah, if you're ever playing Call of Duty, Kenny Bobby on Twitch, that's our moderator.
Okay.
I would
Kenny
love
Bobby.
you to
I
rip
got it.
him a new one. Just,
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I want him to cry. I want
Exactly.
just snipe him down.
I'll get my boy on.
Snipe him down. Oh goodness.
Just get a whole team
right.
like 7 against 1 and just boom boom.
There you go. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to another successful night at Late Night with Chefs. Until next time, hopefully it is not too far from now. Everybody, please stay safe. Please keep wearing your masks and continue to look on the positive outlooks.
Yeah, be positive. Share as much love as you can.
Yes.
These times especially.
Exactly. Thank you all and have a wonderful night.
All right, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you, Justin. Thank you,
No
Doug.
worries. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Chef.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.